A figure stands alone on a bridge, hands pressed to its face, eyes wide with terror. Above, the sky burns in vibrant shades of red and orange. Below, the landscape swirls in unnatural waves. A silent scream pierces through the air, a moment frozen in time, yet its emotion reverberates endlessly. This is Edvard Munch's The Scream, a masterpiece that has transcended art to become a universal symbol of human anxiety and fear. Painted in 1893, this iconic work reflects not only Munch's personal turmoil, but the collective existential dread of the modern world. In this video, we'll explore the story behind The Scream, the emotions it captures, and the artistic innovations that made Munch a pioneer of modern expressionism. Prepare to dive into the mind of one of art's most profound visionaries. Edvard Munch's The Scream is one of the most iconic paintings in the history of modern art, often seen as a symbol of existential anxiety and profound emotional turmoil. Created in 1893, this masterpiece reflects Munch's exploration of human emotion, particularly themes of fear, despair, and alienation. The painting captures a moment of raw, visceral emotion, depicted through the figure's exaggerated expression and the swirling, turbulent sky, making it instantly recognizable across cultures. Munch's inspiration for The Scream stemmed from a personal experience. He described walking along a fjord at sunset when he suddenly felt an infinite scream passing through nature. This overwhelming sensation of dread and panic was translated into the painting's intense emotional atmosphere. The background, with its swirling wavy lines and the vibrant hues of orange and red, mirrors the inner turmoil of the screaming figure, suggesting that the landscape is inextricably linked to the emotional state of the individual. The figure in The Scream is often interpreted as a representation of the modern human being, caught in a moment of intense psychological distress. The androgynous figure, with its distorted skeletal features, stands on a bridge, isolated from the two other figures in the background. The figure's wide eyes and open mouth, frozen in a scream, have become synonymous with the feeling of existential dread. This expression is not merely personal, but universal, representing the anxieties of modern life. One of the most striking elements of The Scream is its use of color. The painting's sky is ablaze with vibrant reds, oranges, and yellows, evoking a sense of unnatural, apocalyptic tension. These colors contrast sharply with the deep blues and greens of the water and landscape below, creating a sense of unease and imbalance. Munch used color expressively, not to depict reality, but to evoke the emotional state of the figure, turning the landscape into a reflection of the inner world. The flowing lines in the painting create a sense of movement, as if the scream is reverberating through the landscape. Munch employed curvilinear lines that seem to echo the figure's emotional state, connecting the scream to the surroundings. The swirling sky and the undulating water convey a sense of instability, as though reality itself is in flux, mirroring the inner chaos of the figure. The Scream is often associated with the broader artistic movement of expressionism, which sought to convey emotional experience rather than physical reality. Munch's work, particularly The Scream, helped pave the way for this movement. His use of bold colors, distorted forms, and intense emotional themes influenced later artists like Wassily Kandinsky and Egon Schiele, who were also interested in exploring the psychological depths of the human experience. Though Munch painted several versions of The Scream, including 2 paintings, 2 pastels, and a lithograph, the 1893 tempera on cardboard version remains the most famous. Each version captures the same intense emotion, but slight variations in color and detail suggest that Munch saw The Scream as an enduring, evolving experience, one that could be reinterpreted and re-expressed over time. This fluidity in Munch's vision speaks to the universality and timelessness of the emotional state he captured. Psychological interpretations of The Scream are numerous. Some art historians see it as a reflection of Munch's own mental health struggles. Munch, who dealt with anxiety and depression throughout his life, often used his art as a way to process his emotions. In this sense, the Scream can be viewed as autobiographical, a direct expression of the artist's inner turmoil. At the same time, it transcends the personal to tap into universal themes of fear and alienation. Munch's work was deeply influenced by his childhood, which was marked by tragedy. His mother died of tuberculosis when he was just 5 years old, and his father passed away when he was 14. These losses had a profound impact on his worldview and his art. Themes of death, illness, and existential despair recur throughout Munch's oeuvre, and The Scream is a culmination of these preoccupations, expressing a primal fear of loss and annihilation. The setting of The Scream is significant as well. The bridge on which the figure stands is often thought to represent the threshold between the known and the unknown, between stability and chaos. It acts as a liminal space, symbolizing the fragile boundary between the individual and the overwhelming forces of nature and emotion. The fjord, with its dark, calm waters, contrasts with the fiery sky, creating a sense of tension between serenity and violence. The Scream has often been interpreted as a response to the anxieties of the modern age. At the time Munch painted it, Europe was undergoing rapid industrialization, urbanization, and societal change. These transformations brought about new forms of alienation and psychological stress, which are embodied in the screaming figure. The painting captures the disconnection and disorientation that many felt in the face of a rapidly changing world. Philosophically, The Scream aligns with the existentialist thought that would emerge in the 20th century, particularly the work of thinkers like Jean-Paul Sartre and Martin Heidegger. The painting can be seen as a visual representation of the existential crisis, where the individual confronts the absurdity of existence and the terror of meaninglessness. The scream itself, echoing across the landscape, suggests a desperate attempt to assert meaning in a world that feels indifferent or hostile. The scream is also notable for its lack of specificity. The figure's face is devoid of distinct features, making it a universal symbol of fear and anxiety. This ambiguity allows viewers to project their own emotions and interpretations onto the painting, making it a deeply personal experience for many. The figure's anonymity enhances the painting's power as a representation of collective human anxiety rather than an individual's specific plight. Art critics have long debated the meaning of the two figures in the background of The Scream. Some suggest they represent indifference to the central figure's distress, symbolizing the isolation of those who suffer from mental or emotional anguish. Others interpret them as mere passers-by, emphasizing the contrast between the inner chaos of the screaming figure and the external calm of the everyday world. Over time, The Scream has become more than just a painting. It has entered the realm of popular culture, with its image being reproduced, parodied, and referenced in countless forms of media. Its widespread recognition is a testament to the universality of the emotions it depicts. Whether as a symbol of personal psychological distress or broader societal anxiety, The Scream resonates with viewers across generations and geographies. Munch himself described his art as an effort to capture the soul's diary. In this sense, The Scream can be understood as an entry in that diary, a moment of intense, existential reflection captured on canvas. The painting's emotional rawness and psychological depth set it apart from much of the art of its time, which often focused on more traditional, representational subjects. One of the reasons The Scream continues to captivate audiences is its timelessness. While the painting was created in the late 19th century, its themes remain relevant today. In an age of global uncertainty, environmental crises, and political upheaval, the sense of fear and anxiety that Munch captured is as palpable as ever. The figure's scream reverberates through time, reminding us of our own vulnerabilities in the face of an unpredictable world. The Scream also stands as a testament to Munch's innovative approach to art. He broke away from the conventions of realism and naturalism, instead using distortion, abstraction, and color to convey emotion. His work laid the groundwork for future artistic movements, including expressionism and even abstract art. Munch's willingness to experiment and push boundaries has solidified his place as one of the most influential artists of the modern era. Despite its fame, The Scream was not universally praised when it was first exhibited. Many critics found its subject matter too disturbing and its style too unconventional. However, as the 20th century progressed, the painting's significance grew, and it came to be seen as a pioneering work in modern art. Today, it is celebrated not only for its artistic innovation, but also for its emotional depth and psychological insight. In addition to its emotional power, The Scream has also been the subject of technical analysis. Studies have revealed the intricate layering of paint and the careful attention Munch paid to the texture and surface of the painting. This meticulous craftsmanship contrasts with the raw emotion of the subject matter, highlighting Munch's skill as both a painter and a conceptual artist. The painting's enduring appeal can also be attributed to its universality. While it was born out of Munch's personal experience and the specific cultural context of late 19th century Norway, The Scream speaks to fundamental aspects of the human condition. The fear, anxiety, and isolation it depicts are emotions that transcend time and place, making the painting relevant to viewers across the world. Edvard Munch's The Scream is more than just a painting. It's a powerful expression of the raw emotions that lie beneath the surface of everyday life. Through vivid colors, distorted forms, and a sense of overwhelming tension, Munch captured a universal feeling of anxiety that resonates with us all. From its creation in 1893 to its lasting impact on art and culture today, The Scream continues to echo across generations. It reminds us that art is not only a reflection of beauty, but also of the complex emotions that define the human experience. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the mind and masterpiece of Edvard Munch. Until next time, take a moment to enjoy the art around you. It's everywhere, waiting to inspire.